Coming up, find out which age group is now approved for the vaccine.
Plus, who is getting their booster shot.
And what new mental health resources are available for school-age children.
All this and more up next.
This just now in tech news, the first responder on
There's been a lot of collaborative efforts
feel
over the years.
blessed to be here in Fullerton.
Brought to you by the broadcast journalism students at Cal State Fullerton.
OC News starts right now.
Hello, and thank you for joining us today on OC News. I'm Nylene Garcia.
And I'm Kenya Staley. OC News is brought to you by the broadcast journalism students at Cal State Fullerton. The FDA approves the emergency use of the Pfizer vaccine for children between the ages of 5 and 11. While the vaccine is still required in series of 2 doses given between a 3-week period, the dose for children will only be 10 micrograms instead of the 30 micrograms given to those 12 and older. The decision comes after the FDA concluded that the benefits of the vaccination outweigh the potential risks. The CDC will make recommendations about who should receive the shot first and additional restrictions in the coming week. As of now, Pfizer continues to be the most widely used vaccine in the U.S.
As we anticipate authorization for vaccines for children, I want to emphasize ways we can continue to protect our children today. Surrounding our children with people who are vaccinated helps protect them against COVID-19. It's important that we continue to vaccinate as many adults as possible to provide protection to children in the community, especially those who may not be eligible for vaccination themselves.
After initially receiving the Johnson & Johnson vaccine earlier this year, Governor Gavin Newsom has had his booster shot. Earlier this month, the FDA asked those who received the single-shot Johnson & Johnson vaccine to get a booster shot. Everyone 18 and older is currently eligible for the booster. After initially only being about 70% effective against fighting COVID-19, the booster has increased the odds to 94%. After initial struggles, Johnson & Johnson's COVID vaccine appears to be right on par with Moderna and Pfizer, according to scientists.
The Los Angeles City Council has just approved a citywide COVID-19 employee vaccination mandate. Workers who fail to receive the vaccine by the new deadline of December 18th or obtain medical or religious exemptions could lose their jobs. City data shows that just last week, thousands of employees plan to seek exemption. Those waiting for approval will need to submit 2 COVID-19 tests every week at $65 per test that will be deducted from their paycheck. The city believes that this mandate is crucial to protecting the health and safety of Angelenos and will continue to enforce it throughout the city.
On October 8th, Governor Gavin Newsom signed a new bill that will increase mental health supports in middle and high schools. Reporter Jonathan Soto has more details on the bill.
Earlier this month, Governor Gavin Newsom signed a handful of bills. One of the bills, student instruction on mental health education. Senate Bill number 224 will mandate mental health instruction in middle schools and high schools with an existing health education course.
And I do think that information on mental health could help the kiddos be more aware of what could be happening to someone they know, to their best friends, to themselves.
Because it's something that is going to be like not forced, but it's necessary now, whereas before it was kind of like, oh, it's just an option. It's kind of like a perk, but now it's like this is necessary.
The bill is part of Governor Newsom's transformative $129.9 billion K-12 package, which has been the highest level of funding in California's history. Newsom says, quote, "What we're doing here in California is unprecedented in nature and scale, but it all comes back to providing California students with the best opportunities to learn, achieve, and succeed." Now that students have returned to in-person learning, Governor Newsom wants to increase mental health support in schools, not just to address the effects the 2020 pandemic had on the students, but also for the long-term benefits for generations to come. Patty Hatcher, the current health science curriculum specialist at Anaheim Union High School District, says the district is very fortunate to have already been teaching mental health prior to this bill.
Senate Bill 224, it really doesn't affect our district because we have health education courses and we teach mental health. You know, we've always taught mental health education. So I'm the one, just anything new, any new resources, statistics that come out. You know, one thing with health, you can't every year every semester, you got to be updating, changing, and keeping up with everything.
The legislator wants to ensure that all California students have the opportunity to benefit from a comprehensive mental health education. School districts are expected to develop a plan to expand mental health instruction on or before January 1st, 2024. I'm Jonathan Soto in Fullerton, reporting for OC News.
Snapchat, TikTok, and YouTube executives come under fire during a congressional hearing about online safety for teens. Just last month, Facebook was put through the same type of questioning after research documents revealed apps like Instagram were damaging body image and self-esteem among teenagers. The three companies agreed to work with lawmakers on proposals that would protect children from harmful content and secure their privacy. This would promise also to further research the way children interact with their platform.
Time to break out the snowboards and boots. California mountains are opening this weekend.
Plus, our regular haunted houses are too boring for you. A local haunted house is guaranteed to leave you scared and running. October is National Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Are you aware of the many resources available? Reporter Vanessa Castaneda has more information.
Domestic violence is a health issue, a silent epidemic that needs more awareness. For October's National Domestic Violence Awareness Month, look out for the red flags because abuse comes in different ways.
Majority of them gone through emotional, physical, mental, financial abuse, and we are able to help them hopefully establish and regain themselves as a person.
Even in the quietest neighborhoods, we never really know what's going on behind closed doors. During this recent pandemic, there has been a massive spike in domestic violence cases.
So during the pandemic, we did notice a rise in domestic violence cases. We also noticed less cooperation from victims and suspects during the pandemic. We believe it has to do with them being cooped up and forced to be in their house a little bit more, less diversion for others that were in the house, such as children, which just creates more tension and higher stress levels.
According to the Fullerton Police Department, there is a larger rate of women who come forward than men. Reports loosely consist of 80% female victims and 20% male victims. Fullerton PD is also partnered with a company called Waymakers that provides an on-site domestic violence advocate with helpful resources, such as housing relocations, restraining orders, therapy information, and works closely with the district attorney's office.
There's so many avenues of help out there. And trust me, I got it. The welfare, the food stamps, everything, like shamelessly, because there's no shame. I really needed it at that time. Help with my rent, all of that. I was able to leave and get help with all of that. Even help with school, like they gave me money for school, gave me money for a laptop. You know what I mean? It's all these resources that you don't know are out there. And if you don't know they're out there, you just feel like I could never leave. Like, how am I going to feed my kids?
The ultimate goal for domestic violence victims is to keep everyone safe.
We want anybody who's involved as a domestic violence victim to please come forward.
For OC News, I'm Vanessa Castaneda.
A Southern California hotspot known for its enchanting views is as beautiful as it's deadly. Chris Adler has more on the story.
From a distance, the Point Fermin Cliffs in San Pedro seem calm and welcoming, a popular location for locals and tourists who soak in the postcard-like peninsula staring into the Pacific. Just below the historical Point Fermin Lighthouse, this site has claimed the lives of many who have fallen or intentionally jumped from the cliffs. With the drop being over 100 feet, the jagged shoreline has become a watery gravesite.
And this area right behind me are where the Point Fermin Cliffs are. It's beautiful. It's mesmerizing. There's no wonder why people are visiting these areas. But the community is in agreement. The locals are saying that if somebody wants to climb over these walls, they're going to climb over. And there's really not much the city can do about it.
And at the end of the day, I think people, if they're going to want to end their lives, they're going to find it one way or the other.
Well, I know just from walking this beautiful area, there are signs that say if you need help, please call. There's hope. I don't know what else you can do.
These signs warning the public of the unstable ground on the other side are placed throughout the park. And whether someone wants to take their life or they're just exploring, this 3-foot wall is the only thing that stands between them and the cliff. According to the LA County Fire Department, 6 bodies have been recovered this year alone, found by hikers or onlookers, one woman surviving a fall in January. But these incidents are nothing new, as the cliffs have taken the lives of people for decades, like USC kicker Mario Dinello from San Pedro, who fell from the cliffs after a late-night stroll in January of 2007. And 15-year-old Anderson Bard, also of San Pedro, who accidentally fell from the cliffs 7 years ago today. Anderson's father, David Bard, says nothing will bring his son back, but one thing he would suggest is a memorial wall at the cliff site, a way of remembering those lost and a possible solution for bringing awareness to visitors. Anderson's parents started a scholarship fund in his memory, awarding San Pedro High School students showing interest in natural sciences, like Anderson did. This beautiful lighthouse holds some of the darkest secrets, and only it knows the true number of people who have fallen or jumped. The sad reality is that with just a small barricade separating people from plummeting, the worst is inevitable.
One of the biggest tips that we're going to tell people to do, whether they're out hiking or sightseeing, is to stay on the designated trail. The biggest problems we see is when people start to get off of those trails, but then do the other obvious things, avoid being alone in remote areas, or at least tell other people where you're going.
The LA City Fire Department urging visitors to simply follow posted instructions. Reporting in San Pedro for OC News, I'm Chris Adler.
Snow blanketed Lake Tahoe and opened some recreational activities in Big Bear in October. This allowed skiers and snowboarders to strap on their gear early. Palisades Tahoe is opening on its slopes early this Friday after almost 3.5 feet of snow has dropped in the area. This is the third time in 75 years that the resort has been able to open in October. Big Bear has also seen one of its recreational activities open early for the winter. Big Bear Snowplay has opened on October 16th, the earliest it has opened in the last 22 years, while Mountain High plans on opening after November 1st.
Northern California's charred landscapes recently witnessed a convergence of 2 violent storm systems. A bomb cyclone and an atmospheric river have converged in Northern California, dousing the drought-stricken state, and heavy rain causing flash floods and high winds in the Bay Area. Burn scars from recent fires lack vegetation that reduce the risk of flash floods. On Sunday, multiple landslides that took place within a burn scar tore across Highway 70, forcing Highway Patrol to shut it down. On the other hand, the rains have helped reduce the state drought in many places.
Every year, cancer takes millions of lives, but the most common cancer among women is breast cancer. Our reporter Samantha Aguilar is in Costa Mesa, where she's speaking to cancer survivors and hearing their stories.
9 years ago, Jimmy Herrick was diagnosed with breast cancer. Like many cancer survivors, Jimmy wasn't sure if she'd win the battle. After a lumpectomy, chemotherapy, and 30 radiation treatments, Jimmy was cancer-free.
When you're diagnosed with cancer and they say the word cancer, the hardest thing is about trying to figure out if you're going to live, if you're going to get through the cancer, and how are you going to get through the cancer.
Across the country, stories like Jimmy's ring true for thousands of women and some men. Today, Jimmy and hundreds of other supporters participate in making strides against breast cancer, the largest network of breast cancer awareness events in the nation. hosted by the American Cancer Society. This year, participants gather in Costa Mesa to raise funds to support research, services, and treatments for patients.
I mean, we are with people through some of their hardest moments in life, and they're really going through trying times, and so to be there to support them can be really emotionally exhausting sometimes. But this event is all about celebrating survivorship, and so to see them come through on the other side and to be able to celebrate with them makes all of those hard moments worth it.
Before the walk, participants took pictures at the photo booth station, grabbed snacks and water, and honored their loved ones at the Wall of Hope. Others decorated cards worn during the event, remembering loved ones and honoring those they were walking for. Once it was go time, teams and supporters made their way to the start of the line and waited for their cue. The event saw participants of all ages and ethnicities, even furry friends joined the walk, wearing their pink in support of the cause.
Survivors and supporters behind me finished the 3-mile walk. Events like these are essential for progression in the cure of cancer. It is said that this year alone, 281,000 cases are expected to be diagnosed.
While Jimmy celebrates her 9-year cancer-free anniversary, the Valdez family remembers their loved ones passing 9 years ago to breast cancer complications.
Well, we're here in honor of my sister-in-law, so there's probably about 20 of us, and we come every year. It was a little bit hard for her to be diagnosed because there was no testing at her age. So that's what's important for us, is to just bring awareness and, of course, keep her memory alive.
But there has been progress through innovative research, providing education and guidance, and advocacy through events like Making Strides. A decade later, survivors like Jimmy are hopeful for the future of breast cancer.
And the research that's been done for cancer is amazing. It's just amazing. And you know what? I remember when you were diagnosed with cancer, you were dead, but not today. Breast cancer has come a long way.
As long as breast cancer continues to affect millions of Americans, organizations and supporters will continue to push for a cure. From Costa Mesa, I'm Samantha Aguilar.
Police released new details in the Alec Baldwin case. We'll have the ladies.
Plus, it's the last week of the Pumpkin Patch. We show you some family-friendly fun from your local pumpkin patch.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Worried about your friend, but don't know how to reach out?
You could say, how are you, or get a fake tattoo. You can ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat with them in VR, it's so good. If you think you should check in, yeah, you should.
Whatever gets you talking. Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Whatever gets you talking. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
History has been made as the first U.S. passport with an X gender marker has been issued. Americans who choose not to identify as male or female will have the option to select X as a gender option when applying for a passport. This will serve 1.2 to 4 million Americans, according to the Williams Institute at the UCLA School of Law and Interact. The United States Special Diplomatic Envoy for LGBTQ rights, Jessica Stern, states, when a person obtains identity documents that reflect their true identity, they live with greater dignity and respect. This will go into effect early next year.
The entertainment community is demanding better safety protocols after the fatal accident on set of the new movie Rust, starring Alec Baldwin. On Saturday, residents of Albuquerque gathered to honor cinematographer Helena Hutchins. Hutchins was killed last Thursday after being shot in the chest on the set of the new movie Rust. Both director Joel Souza and Hutchins were shot by Alec Baldwin after he was told the gun was safe to use. Devastated by this loss, many in the film industry are now looking to ban live guns from television and movie sets. According to the Santa Fe Police Department, criminal charges are still being considered.
All options are on the table at this point. I'm not commenting on charges, whether they will be filed or not, or on whom. So the answer is we cannot answer that question yet until we complete a more thorough investigation. No one has been ruled out at this point.
A new Disney and Pixar film? Our reporter Jonathan Soto has all the details on this and more in our entertainment segment.
Thank you, Kenya. I'm Jonathan Soto, your entertainment reporter for the day. And yes, Buzz Lightyear is back. I have the details on this and more. Let's get started.
Okay, status. Booster, go.
To infinity and beyond, Disney and Pixar just released a teaser for their next big film, Lightyear. The animated film tells the origin story of the iconic Toy Story character Buzz Lightyear before becoming Andy's toy. Actor Tim Allen will not be returning to voice the beloved character. Instead, actor Chris Evans will take over voicing Buzz Lightyear in the new film. The movie is set to be released on June 17, 2022. Looking to dance with somebody? Don't worry and get ready because the Whitney Houston Hologram North American Tour premiered in Las Vegas yesterday. The official name of the tour is An Evening with Whitney, and fans can expect to not only hear her voice, but also experience a live band with singers and dancers. The concert will also include never-before-heard vocals of the late Whitney Houston. An Evening with Whitney will kick off with an extended residency at Harrah's Las Vegas. Will you be going to Las Vegas to see Whitney? Somebody who you can see from the comfort of your home? Timothée Chalamet. Chalamet is the leading actor of the latest film from Denis Villeneuve, an adaptation of Frank Herbert's novel, Dune, a classic sci-fi. The movie premiered on October 21st in theaters and on the streaming platform HBO Max. As of right now, Dune is the #1 film and made $40.1 million on premiere night. That's all I have for you in the entertainment world. Back to you, Nylene.
Have you picked up your pumpkin for Halloween yet? Our reporter Andrea Elvier has you covered. Andrea?
Halloween is just around the corner, and if you haven't had the chance to do anything festive yet, now's your chance before it's too late. Come pick a pumpkin. Pumpkin City's pumpkin farm, located in Anaheim, is one of the many pumpkin patches to appear during the Halloween season. For some, it's a chance to take the kids out, but for others, it's a place to revisit old memories and to welcome in the spooky season.
I used to come to them all the time with my family. I used to go down the giant slides and stuff all the time with my siblings. So it's been a hot second since I've been to one.
I think now what I like is just, Halloween is almost like that stepping stone into like Thanksgiving and Christmas. So it gets me in a holiday season mode, man,
One of the main attractions with pumpkin patches include the various opportunities for photos that feed into the aesthetic of fall. But these photos aren't always just for the gram. For people like Jeremiah and Jennifer, they will forever be cherished.
For her first experience, she's getting older, so we wanted her to have fun.
Yeah.
So looks like she's having fun now.
These days, with the impact of virality on social media for smaller businesses, the pumpkins and attractions may not always be enough to reel people in.
The trend used to be put out as many small pumpkin patches as you possibly can. That was like 10 years ago. Now, with how everything has raised in price, all the owners of these pumpkin patches are consolidating into one and trying to make it as big as they can.
The more a business can appeal to their audience on social media, the more they profit. This year, their target audience were those playing into the TikTok trend, the pumpkin challenge. And it's working.
I had to get some pumpkins for my YouTube channel. I'm making some content today, so I had to come to the pumpkin patch, show some support out here.
With every new year comes a new trend, and this year it's a pumpkin head. But the best part about it, it's a good excuse to come to a pumpkin patch and get festive. For me personally, you can never go wrong with a good photo op. For OC News, I'm Andrea Elvier.
With Halloween just around the corner, you might still be looking for some haunted fun. Our reporter Chris Adler is in Fullerton for all the thrills and chills of the night.
Yes, thank you, ladies. I'm here at the 17th Door, one of the biggest haunts in California and the most intense. These inmates are getting ready for the ride of their lives.
With actors getting suited up backstage and makeup artists perfecting the details for tonight's event, the crew is ready to bring nightmares to life for unsuspecting guests for tonight's haunt. Torture, violence, emotional turmoil, all on tonight's menu. Very few guests will be prepared for the insanity they will endure. And if cockroaches, electric shock, and suffocation aren't enough for you, you can add on the VIP field trip for prisoners.
They get taken from our main location here in Fullerton to an off-site location, secret location, a few miles from here for this part drive-through, part walk-through, kind of totally different, wacky, unique much different than what we do here, experience, and then they come back and they go straight through the maze.
They first don't have no idea what they're getting themselves into, right? They get out of the van, which is about a couple minutes away from this haunt. It's it's an undisclosed location, and then they show up, and then I tell them to give them a spiel of, I having to tell them to, when I say hide, they hide, and when I say move, they move, and once that happens, they have no idea that it was going to happen.
Before entering the extreme haunt, visitors are required to sign waivers, and for some, that's terrifying.
The fact that it's considered extreme, a lot of people are always worried about being touched. We practice something called safety touch, so we're not really like pushing them around or tripping them or kicking them or punching them or anything like that.
The actors truly get lost in their roles, and the experience is nothing short of horrifying.
You guys look wet. What happened? So going through the maze, it was pretty fun, but at the last part,
you can't get him the secret. You can't.
I can't tell you everything, but I'm just gonna let you know. You might want to be prepared.
If you had to describe tonight in one word, what would it be?
What the hell?
Probably getting drowned.
Drowned? Like
Yeah.
actually drowned?
Pretty much. I lost all my breath.
Yes.
Yeah, it was my first time here. It was actually really nice because I got a haircut out of the deal. I was planning on getting one this week anyways, so.
Oh no, let's see
Yeah.
it. Oh my gosh.
It's pretty good.
You have
Yeah.
a souvenir now.
Got something to go home with. Yeah.
For people who have not been here, what do you have to say to them?
Wear good running shoes. Don't bring your phone in. And be open-minded and just have fun. Like, don't mess with our monsters. They won't mess with you too bad.
And if you ladies can see everybody lined up behind me, the anticipation's high, the nerves are high, and there's no telling what's going to happen tonight. So the big question is, do you have what it takes? I don't know if I do. Back to you in the studio.
Well, that's it for today's show. Thank you for watching.
Make sure you tune in next week and keep up with us by checking out our YouTube channel.